Alright, so I have that time lapse of me sewing all of these diamonds, making the inserts, and then at the rest of the video I was sewing on the skirts, and I was doing that in a black thread because these get a gray stitch. So the gray stitch, there's going to be a top stitch with gray as well. So what I'm going to do in this video is finish doing the top stitch on one of these in the black, and then I'm going to switch to the gray thread, do a top stitch, and show you what the final product is. And then that'll be the videos. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more. I have a bunch of other different motorcycle seats that I'll be sewing. We do marine, boats as well, and cars. So there's some custom, custom seats that are going to be coming up that we're going to sew, and a bunch of different styles of the other seats. So thanks for watching, and let's get to it right here. All right. Like I said, got the insert already sewn. We're going to take the skirt piece, just line it up right at the end, taking into consideration how much we're going to sew in, which I sew in about 3/8 of an inch, not 3/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, and then we just go along the side here, sewing in consistently. I have a few marks as guide marks, but I want to just make sure that this corner mark lines up right where it's supposed to, which if this corner mark lines up correctly, which it is, when I stop here to check my other mark, which is my center mark, that is also lining up. So I just want to give it a little bit of a tug as I sew across, that way it doesn't move. And then as I come around this line right here, we want to make sure that corner lines up. Of course, taking into consideration what you want to sew in. And then right here at the end, sometimes this mark's a little bit short, so we want to give it a little bit of a tug. Go across that. Make sure, yep, there it is, lining up now. Finish it off like this here. And it should line up right at the corner, which it did. We'll trim off the threads. We're going to do this front piece here. Same thing, line it up at the end. Start sewing across. Come to the corner, start turning. I want to make sure that the line marks are at the middle like the other one. Across. Lock your stitch, and boom, now we have the front piece on. So, a lot of people mistake not cutting off all those little wrinkles or whatever you want to call them. So what I do is I come in here and I just snip some of them away, being careful not to cut them, the cover, of course. I've done that, that's why I mentioned it. I'm going to come across and just kind of snip off. You know what I actually call my fingers, now that I think about it. I call them fingers, and you just snip those off. And then we're going to switch threads. We're going to switch from black to this gray. It's like an ice gray. Tie off your threads at the top, pull it all the way through your machine, and boom, you just switch threads. You'd be surprised how many people don't know that trick. And thankfully, I've got these huge needles for upholstery, for automotive, upholstery with vinyl and leather, so I can thread that needle pretty well. Just want to check my bobbin. I've been sewing on this for a while. All good. Pull that bobbin thread back up. Pull it along. Now let's put a top stitch on this. How about? Alright, what I'm going to do, I'm actually using a welt foot on this, on my walking foot machine here, because what I do is where that round piece is, I put the round portion right on the blind stitch. So I put that right in the middle there, lock my stitch, and you get a nice consistent stitch. This this is another one of them tricky things that a lot of people have trouble with, is getting a really nice top stitch on things, because you gotta take into consideration when you're going around corners like this one that I'm coming up on, you gotta actually come out a little bit instead of be directly in the middle. So on that welt foot, since I'm right in the middle, I'm actually gonna let it glide over just a little bit towards on the edge of that foot, on the edge of that round part, and then as you're coming around that corner, that right there will allow that stitch to actually be the same width from the blind stitch to the top stitch around the entire thing. That's another one of them things that a lot of people have issues with. Just come around this corner, same thing. Just kind of glide your foot to the side. Then as you straighten back out, you're going to let your foot come back to the center of that stitch. And we're coming up to the end here. What I'm going to actually do is continue stitching. Normally what I would do is I would lock stitch like that and then pull it and then cut it. But what I'm going to actually do is turn it and just walk, stitch across this, because that gets tucked underneath the seat pan for this motorcycle. It's actually a Honda Ruckus, but whatever. So it gets tucked under. So I came across. I'm going to lock that stitch again, and then I'm going to stitch across this front portion. Now, when it comes to motorcycle seats, people really take pride in their motorcycles, or in this case, a scooter. And you want to just make sure that nobody can ever pick out something. You know what I mean? Most people aren't going to see that out of place stitch or that one stitch that fell down a little bit. But you want to make sure that that person that does know what they're looking at sees it and says, "Wow, whoever sewed this knows what the hell they're doing." I like to think I know what the hell I'm doing, but. So, here it is. We don't actually install these on the seat pans. These get shipped to the manufacturer, to the distributor, and they sell them online. I might butcher the name right now. I think it's called the Ruck Store or the Ruckus Store or something like that. I will tag them in the video though. But you can see top stitch all the way around. See, that's that corner I was talking about, how you gotta come around and it's gotta be the same stitch. And then also take note that right in the middle, right here, is a full diamond. So the end of the diamond ends here, and then another full diamond ends right in the middle on the back too. That's very important. I mean, you don't have to, I guess. You could just like have a half of one here and a full one up here. But I like to make it to where that diamond falls on my inserts. Full diamond in the front, full diamond in the back. Just kind of looks, you know, finished and professional. I guess that's what kind of differentiates those who are just doing it to do it and those who do it for passion. I really love this job a lot. This is a fun job. Really clean, really nice. I'm gonna finish the rest of these and do the top stitch. Maybe I'll do another time lapse or something, probably not, but you see the other time lapse. And then don't forget to like our page, Lance's Tops and Auto Upholstery. It's right here, but it's backwards because that selfie camera on. It's Lance's Tops and Auto Upholstery in Holiday, Florida. And you know, give us a like, give us a follow. Thanks.